Hey everybody, it's Tuesday here. It's probably like Friday by the time you're watching this, but we got a new weekly just in time for it to be over. The videos are going up. How do I feel about this weekly so far? I would say it's like a good cocktail should be balanced. Let me get strong and balanced. Let's put it that way. Let me be a shiny advisor real quick. I think because Dog is still in the pack and Frilled Dragon is still in the pack. By the way, let me preface this by saying I might go 0 wins here and then you can laugh at me for pretending I know anything about this. But I think that those metas are still pretty strong. But scaling is a little weaker in the pack this week. You know, it really felt like last week you were running into 50-50s like ASAP. Like as soon as the game started, it was like 50-50, 50-50, 50-50. And by as soon as the game started, I mean like turn 10. Now, there's some good targeted scaling. Giraffe. Dragonfly's still in. But Moose is in. Monkey's in. But there's no wide scaling, which I think gives you a little more room to play with. I'm just thinking, okay, I think I'm going to bring you down a little, and then I think I'm going to bring you up. And then I think I'm going to add an ox, and I'm going to roll. I think that, honestly, in my heart of hearts, the pug can kind of go off a little this week. Not a lot, because it is still pretty not good. But I think that, like, Pug getting a unit, again, because scaling is a little bit less powerful this week, or a little bit less available, I feel like stuff like the Pug that gives you a 1-1 buff just for existing actually is a little bit better, and then if it can get a unit to level 2, that's good too. Apart from that, I've actually had, like, pretty good success in my limited capacity, at least. I've had pretty good success doing what I'm doing right now, which is just pumping one unit. Like, whatever your strongest unit ends up being after, like, turn 2 or 3, going kind of all in on that unit. Although we are going to lose this one. Scaling it up as fast as possible, and then, like, just riding that to as many wins as you can get. This is interesting. This team is not good right now, but it's also, like, it's not that bad. I would add a crow to the squad for the time being. And then now our ox is hitting level 2. Like, I think you don't really need to look for, like, the great units in the early game. I really felt like last week you had to look for, this seems totally fine. Last week you had to look for, like, the Frilled Dragon to have a reasonable chance of, like, popping off in the early game, then get the scalers. This week I'm like, I think you can be a little bit more patient, you know, just try to, like, get some wins early. Why don't you just go to level 2? Then we get a little pug flexibility. I would love to buff a Lynx here. Nah, we got to scale a unit. Like, the pug is doing some stuff, but I think it's more important maybe we focus on buffing the ox, even though I will admit I did just say, you know, buff the first unit that kind of pops off for you. But I think because the ox has a guaranteed melon armor, assuming it doesn't get sniped, I think that's a little bit more advantageous. Oh, also the other thing that literally everyone playing the pack has figured out, always take the toad. It's, like, incredible. A level 3 toad can overwrite, like, 3 pieces of equipment, and I don't want to say win you around single-handedly, but it can definitely, it can play a role in that. I would give a swan a little grape. I would go up to a level 2 giraffe here. Also helps our Lynx out. I'm starting to go back on what I said earlier. I actually think this team is pretty good. Keep buying the scaling foods. Okay, fair trade. Keep buying the scaling foods, and I think we'll find ourselves in a happy place here. Or, alternatively, one attack shy of a happy place. But still, like, not that bad. We're on 4, right? Yeah, we're on 4. No sweat. Level me? I'd rather buff the Lynx, honestly. And at that point, that means that a beaver's probably got to go. Maybe it's the right time to get rid of a beaver. Take the HP. Buff you. I think a lionfish might be the way. Yeah. For now, knowing that, like, a level 3 ox is possible, Make sure you don't do that. That's idiotic. But knowing a level 3 ox is possible, yeah. I think you keep the ox pumping here, obviously. Little 4 stack. You gonna take my pineapple from me? You gonna lose your melon to take my pineapple? It's an interesting... Oh, but then you took my melon, you genius. What the heck? Still good for us. I think this squad is good. We just want to see some scalers if we can. I don't think we care at all about a level 3 giraffe. I think that's way too optimistic. But an ox, I mean, this can be a very annoying creature to deal with. Even though it would make our Lynx better to get a level 3 giraffe, I still think the amount of money you spend on it is not necessarily super productive. By the way, can I say big ups to my lionfish for overriding the weakness, or sorry, the instant kill on the scorpion? I appreciate that. I would still take a swan, though. A swan to level 3 I would still take. Level 2 Lynx. I think, in my experience... Look, the tiger can actually kind of pop. No doubt about that. Like a tiger running behind the Lynx. But I also feel like the stats you can get off of a moose are kind of incredible. Like, I feel like you sell, and you try to buff... You have to buff the frontline unit, so we'll buff a Lynx, even though it's a little unproductive. Roll me. We have a 2 and a 5. Freeze the 5, roll for better on the 2. Roll for better. That's perfectly fine. Let's get rid of the 4s. Let's keep the 6s and the 5s frozen, and then we'll buy foods in the future. But don't roll yet. Do we like these foods? Not really. Roll once. We're looking for chocolate. No chocolate. Unfreeze the 4s. Keep the 6s and the 5s. Okay. So, we really want... If a moose can hit level 2, it will buff 2 units behind it, like 5/5 per turn, which could go insano mode. Good, we made their microbe weak. That's going to be pretty solid for us. And this team did really well right here. That was totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We beat an octopus microbe turtle team. I don't really think you need a melon. And I like you with what you got. So roll me. Good foods. Okay, you know what? Starting next time, we can unfreeze the 5s. I think I would buy some sushi just because we're going to have limited options available. We are looking for some chocolate, ideally. No chocolate. Anybody here need more HP? Anyone here need garlic? Not really. I would roll for better foods. Okay. It's unfortunate, but now I think you can unfreeze the 5s and just hold the 6s, and your moose is getting better. Now our best unit is already this Lynx. And I'm telling you, this team does not look that good. And we're probably facing the only team that actually, like, easily dominates us, if I had to guess. We're so close, too. But, like, the only team that beats us right now, in my opinion, is Dog. Otherwise, I think we can get there. Come on. Useless. Very useful. You're also going to give me a level 6 unit. Which means we can freeze and roll. You're buffing the right units, yeah. I'll freeze the 5 for this round. Roll once. Better foods, sure. One of those real quick. Unfreeze the 5. We're going 6s. Now we're getting 12 stat points per turn from this moose. There's something to it. Dog, how dare you? After everything we've been through, you still toss me the dog. And yet, look at this. And yet, dog monkey, enjoy being on the top of the trash heap. Now, can I tell you something that I'm now thinking about? You can probably go. We could replace you with something better, but it's not gorilla, and I still don't think it's tiger, although a level 2 tiger would kind of go off. Okay, I'm going back on that. I think tiger matters. I think now the setup looks like that. Sorry, that. Freeze me. Freeze me. You're going to give me a tier 6. Freeze me. Roll me. Good food. I mean, at this point, like, let's make sure that... No, it doesn't matter if the tiger dies. Okay, it's bizarre, but I'm buffing our moose. We probably don't need the pineapple so much, but... Dude, we're getting a huge snipe right off the start. I kind of want to play, like, slow play this. Okay, they got a big snipe as well. Hold on, slow play me. First step. That didn't... I feel like it didn't do as much as I needed it to do. Okay, step me. Step me. Step me. Okay, never mind. I think it did just fine. That's a big snipe, man. Okay, can we get more? We want buffs. Who gets buffed? Honestly, I think it should be the moose at this point. It should be the moose. It should be everybody, including the moose. And I love the frozen shop here. Like 12-12 per turn. Kind of sick buffs, honestly. We'd love to get our units to level 3 if they're not there yet. Admittedly, that's the sort of thing that's kind of tough to do when you have the entire shop frozen. But I think we're thinking creatively. And I also think I got to acknowledge, if I don't lose this, if I don't lose this one, oh my God, incredible. I'm not even mad. That was just really good Vulture play, okay? That was a creative team by my standards. Let's run it back. One feint trigger, please. Please, one feint trigger. That's all you need is one feint trigger. I'll be a big believer here. That was a fun 8 wins, and I honestly think, you know, there were several 50-50s that I think their Vulture got on the good side of the 50 for them. So I mean them no disrespect, but I think there was a little feint trigger. A little feint trigger, thank you. I think there was a little variance involved. And that's fine. Welcome to Super Auto Pets. We had Lynx as well, so we had some variance involved. I think we can draw this. Man who doesn't understand arithmetic, I smell a draw. Man who understands arithmetic, nice draw. Okay. Frilled Dragon falls off pretty hard in this pack, I think. But it is a 4-5 immediately. That's pretty good. And then I'm like, if we pug the ant will give more stats. We probably should have taken a swan. Yeah, I regret not taking that swan, because I think statistically, like in our attributes, we're going to look pretty good here. I think our squad's going to look pretty solid. That sucks. Never mind, it's fine. It's okay. I still support this. I'm not going to pill you. I'm not going to meet you either, because I just don't care that much. I appreciate a chance to get my swan back. Another pug, another ants. You could run 2 ants instead, but I think I'd rather level. Let's get the level next time, so we'll run like a slightly stronger pug, not worry about the food. I do think a level 2 pug can kind of go off. There's some units, like a hawk, for example, where to be able to get it to level 2 as soon as you buy it, just because you got a pug already, it feels pretty darn good. So I'm feeling like the early game is going relatively well. Only 2 wins, admittedly, but still. I think you come out here. After that level, it's kind of tempting to simply start buffing a porcupine. But the porcupine has not scared me that much this week. So you know what I'm doing. I'm getting a pug. And then I'm looking at the squad and I'm saying there's some real dragonfly potential. You can pill an ant to get rid of a level 2. That seems fine. Your frilled dragon literally has no reason to exist. Except that it's already an 11-10 on turn 5, which is actually really good. But it probably should get the buffs over the pug right now. I mean, it's at 21 versus 11. It's 10 turns ahead. And I think that I don't know if the swan or the dragonfly should get the buffs. Let's give it to the dragonfly for now. And then, like, we want pug to get we want frilled dragon to get the buff, which means the pug has to be in front of, like, after to the right of the frilled dragon, which means it has to buff the giraffe or the dragonfly. But then we need the dragonfly to be at the back, and we need the giraffe to be buffing the frilled dragon so that you get all the buffs. And then, so that means that we're running front swan. Okay? That means we're running front swan. It'll be a level 2 swan for no reason, and I'm okay with that. And now I'm kind of second guessing myself, and I'm going, you know what? Is there a world where we want to buff the pug instead? Because we're taking it to like level 3, and I don't know. I'm not comfortable with the decision right now. If that changes your opinion. I also think, actually, I think that the swan has to go. And I think instead, you run a toad. And I actually think this makes our decision for us. Because we want a level 2 Toad, which means we have to run the squad like this. Which means you're getting a buff and you're getting a buff, which is fine. And if we're going to do that, I mean, you could still buff the Frilled Dragon. Yeah, why not? Because you can't even buff the Pug because you'll... Or you can't even... Well, no, hold on. But it's okay. I think this is fine. Something good? Not really interested considering we're running 0 feint triggers. Okay, I don't know. We have some... I mean, I said wide scaling doesn't work, and here we are wide scaling. So, you know, that doesn't seem very sensible. Oh, I thought we would overwrite your weakness. We'll overwrite that. That's nice. That's nice. We win. Okay. This team's got something. It's going to take some skill to navigate us, but it's got something. As much as I like a Lynx, I am like, you know what? No, I think it makes sense. I think it's actually... Because the Giraffe is buffing a unit that at some point will probably be losable. Even though it's so strong for us right now. We'll buff you. Who else is getting buffed? Pug at the back. It's weird. I'm not denying the weirdness. I love that we got all of these. I'd love to get a level 3 Pug. Freeze me, freeze me. That was actually, like, not bad at all. And everybody here is getting the buff I want them to get. 3 Pug does not take a unit to level 3. It only gives them 3 experience. So you do have to watch out for that, but... I would say we did not do well on our sniping there, but the testament to the team is that we still came away with a dub. Mid-game is very creative this week, I think. I like it. I like it. I'm probably going to sell you at some point, but I think you're going to last long enough for Garlic to maybe... I mean, if it protects us from being on lethal even one time, I would consider that to be a... Okay, never mind. Never mind! Maybe. Holy cow, though, you got a Vulture already? Holy cow, we're gonna draw. All right, we gotta get out of this, man. That was nasty. You can do with a pineapple. I probably skipped several, and I apologize for it. I love that you're leveling. The order of the team matters a lot right now. I don't think anything on this squad does it. Chocolate for the Pug and maybe the Toad. Or maybe the Dragonfly, although I'm still not convinced we're scaling fast enough, necessarily. But on tier 5, we can start to talk about maybe getting a monkey on the squad. I lived. I lived. You overwrote your weakness. That's terrible news. Weaken? Weaken? We draw? I'll take a draw. At some point we gotta win, or lose, I guess, but... Give me the scale. When in doubt, we should probably invest in scaling, right? Now, are you gone? Like, it's hard because you're also, like, our only good unit. So it's hard to say goodbye, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like you got no future. At some point, we got to cut our losses, you know? Even the San Jose Sharks had to move on from Joe Pavelski at some point. There you go. I can move on now because I'm happy with the Garlic. The Garlic just made me feel better about myself. Now we got our worth out of the purchase. Vulture is fun, don't get me wrong. But now I think we can go see ya. Now that it worked, we can say we don't ever need to see you again. I do want the Lynx sniper to pop. We should have bought the Crow if we were going to do that, but that's whatever. Little chocolate, little melon. Little melon hits the spot here. I don't know. Maybe you disagree. I think it's a little late for the chicken. Holy cow, a level 3 Lynx. The Tiger's not going to double its efficacy. It's only going to give it one more shot, but I mean, that's still, like, it's kind of sick. Seems like it does fairly well combined with Toad as well, unless I'm mistaken. Now, is Pug doing the right thing here? I don't even know, but we did win, so I'm going to assume that we made no mistakes. Level 3, roll me. Yes. So you're giving 3 more XP now. We could make you a level 2 anyway. We could have done it last turn. We can make you a level 2, so you repeat your sniping as if you're a level 2. And then it didn't even screw up the scaling because the Pug's level 3 now. I gotta see this snipe. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I can't even parse this. How's this going down? Nothing died. Well, no, 2 units died. What do you mean nothing died? Holy cow. It kind of worked. It kind of did some amazing stuff for us. Also, every single one of those had a pineapple attached, right? Holy cow. Yes. And now the tiger's getting buffed. And the pug. And the toad. Yeah, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Although I would love our tiger to just level, because now you're getting 1, 2, 3. Hold on. I think you're becoming a level 3 tiger at the start of battle. And I'm loving it. Which would mean that the Lynx is basically doubled in efficacy. Now, let me see if that's true. Please. No, it's level 2.66. How dare you? Hold on. Oh my god. I don't know if this is good enough. It's good enough? Dude, what a sniper team. Chocolate or toads or tigers? Not that good. It's not that good. Don't at me. I'm not living my life buying sushi right now. I'm not even interested in the dragonfly. I think we're on a different path right now. A toad is great. Okay, well, toad. Level 3 toad by itself would be nice. That way we're not losing anything by having our... Hold on, they're going to screw up their whole team. I love it. That way we're not losing anything by having moved our pug up. Roll up. Thank you. Ooh. Ooh. I guess at this point I might as well just let the dragonfly start to pop. Now the toad's getting buffed instead of the pug, but I think that's okay. Okay, so the snipe here should be just like rage-inducing. They got their own leopard snipe. It hit me a little bit. Big whoop. I lived. Then, one good turn deserves another. We call that mutually assured destruction. 2 big units dead. Couple of melons popped as well. Little weakness applied. Okay. Okay. You got abilities. That don't impress me much. We win. Dude, I'm just gonna call that. That's one of the most fun 10-piece wins I've ever had. This is an unusual team, man. Like, Toad is amazing. Dragonfly I take now and then. I probably overrate. The rest of the squad is not my typical build, that's for sure. But look at this incredible sniper, man. That might be a badge for me. To win with the level... I mean, I guess we know now that we got it, so why are we looking to see if we got it? But either way, dude, that was fun. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Fun weekly this week. See ya.